Hey guys, it's Gina and I am in the process of making my second project for 2016, and this was actually supposed to be uploaded on Tuesday the 5th, but life has sort of gotten away with me this week. Gotten away from me. I mean this week, not with me, because I would love to go away, but no. It has gotten away from me, and I had lots of good intentions about how this first week of my 2016 was going to go. And you know what they say, the road to hell is paved with good intentions? Well, that's kind of where I am. So I am scrapbooking this layout that started with the idea that we had in November, actually. Our layout challenge, our Remember Everyday Layout challenge for November, I can't speak, I don't know why. I'm out of practice, I think. I've been home for the last month, so I have not really, you know, except for family and stew and things and friends and things like that, I've not really spoken. But okay, where was I going with this? So, this idea for this layout started back in November with our Remember Everyday Food Challenge. So every month, as you know, Remember Everyday runs two challenges. One has to do with a theme, and the other one has to do with cuts on the silhouette. This was going to be my theme challenge, but then as I started to sit down and make the layout, I thought, oh, I need frames. I really need to frame these photos that I have. And so I started messing with the silhouette. I looked in the silhouette store. I looked online for a couple of digital cut files. I couldn't find anything that I wanted. And I just really wanted to make my own frames. Boy, did that turn into a learning experience. That whole print and cut thing, oh heavens. Anyway, but I got it figured out. Look, I got 4 little frames here, so I'm very happy. I used my silhouette. I got these 4 little frames, and I put the little words on the little frames in the Silhouette Design Studio software. Obviously, we're going to talk about food here. Get in my stomach. So the idea for this layout started in November with our food challenge, except that it got sidetracked both because I thought I needed frames and because Shelly gave me another idea to do for that November challenge, which I'm not even sure I posted. But we're going to just move forward, and you may see it down the line if it hasn't been posted, or if it has been, great. I was a little bit disorganized last year with my crafting, so I'm hoping this year to be a little bit more consistent and a little bit more organized, which is why I now have, like, in my head a set schedule of what I want to do. So I really wanted to get this video up on Tuesday, and it didn't happen. But what I am going to do, and there's a bevy of types of projects that I would like to make this year on my YouTube channel. And one of them goes back to a couple of videos I made early last year, I believe. And what I did was I actually created a layout while talking. I talked through it. And the videos tend to be a little bit longer because they're not sped up by, 4 times faster than I actually create. But I received a lot of feedback from those videos that there were people who said they really liked that. So I wanted to bring that back and try to do, I used to call it Talk It Through Tuesday, because I'm all about alliteration. So I think I'm going to try to bring that back and try to post these on Tuesday as much as possible. I don't exactly know when this video will go up. I'm hoping on Thursday. But I have a couple of videos that I need to get up this week because I promised myself that I was going to post 5 videos this week. And before Sunday, I will have posted 5 videos this week, without a doubt. I've got to check that off on the list. Anyway, so I have these pictures of my stew. And the reason this is about food, and the reason that these frames came about, I thought I had 4 pictures of him. I guess it's only 3. Every time I ask Stu what he wants for dinner, he says tacos. Every time. It doesn't matter if he had tacos the night before. It doesn't matter if he had tacos for lunch. Every time I ask him what he wants for dinner, he says tacos. So I actually made him take these pictures with these taco shells. These weren't actually, he wasn't actually eating. I just forced him to take these pictures so that I could document them. And that's where the idea for the frames came, because I was in this class, or I took this class a long time ago, or something. It was, I don't really remember what was going on with the class, but it was something about fading out the background of paper using gesso. So that's what I did here when I first started this project. I actually used this paper, and this is paper from the Ellie Studio Let's Eat collection. And so I faded this all out because there are certain parts of this paper. I really liked it. It's the cut apart sheet that came in that collection, but in that class, I believe it was a Celine Navarro class about using gesso, is what I think. But in that class, she talked about using the cut apart sheet when you weren't going to cut it apart, and using it as your background paper. And okay, so I can't find the other sheet of that. Oh, I'm a big disorganized mess tonight, aren't I? Okay, I'm gonna go find the other part of this paper that I need, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. That didn't take very long. I knew if it wasn't in this stack of paper that I had, that it would be, I knew exactly where it would be if it wasn't in that stack of paper, so it wasn't too hard to find. But there are certain parts of this cut apart sheet that would not work for me. These cups here, this Sugar Rush, the cherries. But this, I could eat this every day would work, get in my belly would work, market fresh, I guess. Pizza night doesn't really work, especially not for stew. It works for me. I could eat pizza. When, you know, if he asks me, like, what do you want to eat? I'm like, pizza. He's like, tacos. So like I said, I covered that paper with gesso so that it sort of faded out the background. But I really liked some of the phrases that were on here. So I set it up that I would lay these photos out kind of in this configuration. But the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put this paper on another piece of paper. Let me just run over and get a piece of cardstock. We'll just use this yellow cardstock because I don't typically scrapbook with yellow. So this is just this yellow piece of cardstock. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to mat this. I'm not going to mat it. I'm actually just going to put it on this cardstock so that it will stop this warping nonsense that is going on. But gesso does that sometimes. It's better if you're going to use gesso. I'm no expert. Let me just preface all of this by saying that I am no gesso expert. But it's better if you're going to use something that isn't, like paper that isn't going, you know, to take your water-based products very well. It's better to tape it down, like on your work mat. And then that way, the fibers don't flip up like this, at least not much. So let's just put this on this paper so we can stop it from curling. And of course, I didn't get it all the way up. I didn't get it to the edge. You know, that's okay. There are ways to fix that. We have a glue pen. We'll just put some more adhesive in here. And just push that down. Probably going to have to do that on all the sides because I didn't get the tape runner as close to the edge as I needed to. So I'm just going to run through and do that. And the reason why I have the second piece of this paper out is because there are sentiments and things or statements on this paper that I really like. And when I put the gesso on it, I didn't think about that. But if I had thought about that, I would have kept a couple of these things open and not covered them. So that's why I pulled the other piece out, because I'm going to cut the pieces out of this that I really like and then add them back to that. So that's kind of what's going on. So I'm going to find my paper trimmer, which is sitting right here. It's not a you know, I'm not looking for it. I know where it is. Okay. All right. So now we have, it's pretty much flat now. There, I told you there was 4 pictures. I don't know where this one came from, but there are 4. I knew there were 4. Okay, so now I just need to figure out where I'm going to put them. And then I have 4 frames that I made in that. I made these myself. Like, it's not hard design, you know, it's a square inside of a rectangle and then some words on it. But that print and cut feature was pretty gnarly to figure out. So I just want, I'm going to frame stew out. And the reason I thought that I needed the frames is the pictures kind of get lost on this background. Even though I gessoed it, I don't think that the pictures themselves... Where was I going to put this one? Oh, I was going to put it over here. I don't think the pictures themselves stand out enough. So I thought putting the frames around it would help that just a little bit. And I'm just trying to think what would be the best way to adhere these frames to the photos. I think I'm just going to use tape runner adhesive. I'm going to use a dot adhesive right here. And then that way I can just dot adhesive will leave the extra on your mat. It won't, like tape runner will try to pull up with this, but the dots sort of stay on the mat. So that's why I'm going to use this. So I'm going to put these photos in these frames. It's tough stuff we're doing here right now, folks. And I didn't put it in there all that straight, but that's okay. Look, I'm just happy to be scrapbooking, you know. I've been fighting scrapbooking, like I've said in my last couple of videos, but it's getting better. It's always better the more you do it, you know. Alright, stew number 1. And then we have these. And this really should say get in my belly, but I just said get in my stomach. So I think that we'll put this one. Now this one I actually want to cut a little bit of that bottom off, so I won't adhere this top. I'm going to just grab some scrapbooking tape. And there's 2 types of scrapbooking tape that Scotch sells. One is a double-sided tape. Let me see if I have it. I do have it, but I can't find it at the moment. Scotch sells 2 types of, here we go, scrapbooking tape. One is double-sided and one is not. But this one is acid-free, and since I'm putting this right on my photo, that's important to me, but it's not double-sided. So, I mean, you could use double-sided for this, absolutely, because you're going to just put this photo down on that background paper, but I'm just going to use a little bit of this tape to adhere that because there's not enough space on the top to get that in. There's a little white left over from my silhouette here. Non-stick scissors, right. Fisker's right. Here we go. There's just a little bit of white left here from my silhouette, so. Because I actually had to cut them twice, don't ask. This whole process of this print and cut thing was a real pain. Just want to cut that white off just a little bit. There we go. If I really wanted it off, I just take my X-Acto knife right along that line. There we are. Much better. Let's get rid of that. Alright. Oh great. Now I got adhesive on my picture. Oh my. This whole doing this live is, you know, going really well. Well, not live, thank goodness. I could never do this live, I don't think. Like the people who do it on Periscope, I'm like, you go. Because I don't think I could do it. Alright, let's see. Here we go. I got it a little bit crooked, so it's showing a little bit. It's not sitting down quite the way I want it up the top, so I want to just make sure that I get it on correctly. Good enough. There we go. And then I'm just going to cut the bottom of this one off. So yeah, I have lots of plans for my YouTube channel this year. I just hope my life will keep up with my plans. We'll see how that works out for me. I have given up TV for the most part. There are a couple of shows I still watch, but for the most part I've given up television. Because television is such a time suck. Like, you don't get anything done. At least I don't. I'm not the type of person who can do 2 things at once, which is why, you know, talking and scrapbooking at the same time. I'm going to give it a shot, but I don't know how long it's going to work out. But we'll give it a go. It was requested. A lot of people liked it. Because, I mean, I definitely like longer videos. Like Prima does a very long video, like an hour. And they go through a full project during that time. And I really like to create and watch someone else, you know. Feels like you're scrapping with friends, you know. So it's kind of nice. So I hope I can keep you guys entertained while I finish up this layout. It's all exciting right now, isn't it? Like, just put these frames on here. Then we got 2 more. Hopefully these will go on a little bit faster. Yeah, this one's good. Alright, let's go down here, go down there. And I gotta get that adhesive off my mat because I'll forget and lay my photo down there and life won't work so well. Alright, let's lay this guy down. So he's where I want him. Well, not exactly, but it's alright. No one will know but you and me. And whoever else watches this video. Alright, last one. I put never fails on here because it never fails every time I ask him what he wants for dinner. This is what he says. So. I just bought this cutting mat and then I decided that I was going to do some art. And it's a mess already. I do like black better though. I actually like the gray Martha Stewart one I was using most recently. But they get dirty and then I have to let them go. That's the best one yet. Still need to trim it up a little bit, but no problem. Now that I know how to do that print and cuts thing, at least somewhat know how to do it, I think really that it's going to be a good thing. I did buy myself some silhouette classes so that I could learn a couple of more things about that. So now we have our photos. We have our background mounted on this cardstock so that it's not all popping up. And now I just need to figure out where I'm going to put these photos. And not only where I'm going to put these photos, but what parts of this bottom, what parts of this I want to be, I want to see through there. So I know that I want I could eat this every day. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. And I know that I want the one that here says all the things I love. And the breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because I swear this man could eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner tacos. Alright. The unfortunate thing is there are no good restaurants around us to get tacos. So anytime he wants tacos, we have to make them at home. Which, considering our goals for 2016, we'll be eating home a lot. So, cut that out, because I want that. I want this one that says dinner, lunch, and breakfast. And I actually want that one that says eat as well. And I do want the recipe card, because that's where I'm going to put my title and my journaling. Then I wanted all the things I love. That eats looks good too. Did I say that already? Yeah. My mind kind of bounces around. Just cut these out. And then I'm just going to cut these recipes. You know, I could do this with my paper trimmer. It'd probably be much faster. And then I'll probably cut the rest of these up into the strips, into the little squares and things, and probably throw them in my red yearbook file. So that's what I'm calling my like daily memory keeping thing this year. It's Red Yearbook, remember every day, my yearbook. And I'm actually doing it in quite a different way this year. So hopefully on Monday, you will see the first week. That is the goal. On Monday, I will have the first week ready for uploading. And then you can go from there. Oops, messed that one up a little bit. That's okay. Just clean that up a tad. There we go. Perfecto. Put that back over there. Now, I have this, and I want to put this. So this is actually going to make these kind of stand out more off of this page. I may not use the eat because I don't know that I want, we'll see. We'll see. And then I have that, I could eat this every day. I want to put back exactly where it was. And then I'm going to have to do something to cover up that cherry, those cherries there. I'm going to put this here. And then I have this one, which will go here. And I could, like, you know, take it off a bit so it's not sitting directly on that card. And then this one, I may just put in the middle. Maybe just very close to that eat. Put this sort of up there. I'm liking that. So let's put that down. I'm not going to tuck anything, so I'm going to get right up on the edge of these so that I can put them right where they belong. There we go. And then I'm going to, am I going to use that eat? Let me see. Yeah, I think I am going to put it in there. But since I'm not going to put the photo all the way to the edge of the paper, I think I'm going to put this eat like here, close to the, no, well, like there maybe. And then we'll stick this photo down here. And I want to leave a little bit of that color on the side, so I'm not going to put the photo all the way to the edge. I'm going to put it right here. And I think one of these photos I'm going to put up on dimensional adhesive. I would have put that one up. Can I get that back up? Not in this location, but yeah, there we go. So let's put good down here. Because this one here leads more into my journaling all the time, every time. My adhesive isn't sticking to that, so let's use this double-sided tape. I have it out. I don't use it very often, but let's put that on there. There we go. I'm gonna put this here, put this good here instead. And then I'm gonna put this down. And the gesso is translucent, like you can see through it, so I don't want to, you know, like I don't want to put this here and then have it say that again down there. I want it to cover where those things are. And this guy is the one I'm going to put up on dimensional adhesive, because I think he lends what is the sentiment or the statement on the bottom, on the photo frame that I made, fits more with my story about these photos. So here we go. I know I put a lot of adhesive on my photos, especially on dimensional. I know. It's what I do, because I don't want them to fall in my book. Like I store my layouts up, you know, I stand them up vertically, but still. Sometimes if you don't put in that middle part, just falls in and it annoys me. So this is what we do. It just annoys me. So did you guys make resolutions this year? I think we all did, right? Some people are very anti resolution, which is fine. I don't know that I actually look at it as resolutions, as, you know, it's just a time of like starting over, and I really, you know, just want to focus on other things, you know. So my crafting is one of the things that I really, really want to focus on this year. And not only like just scrapbooking, but my word for the year is learn. Because there's a lot of things that I want to learn how to do. I want to get better at, you know, painting and drawing and all those kinds of things. So, but I get very frustrated because I just feel like I should just know how to do it. And I obviously don't. So I kind of need to get over that a little bit. And just let myself, there was a quote on Instagram today from this group, Messy, what's it called? Messy, it's about art journaling. It's Messy something. I can't quite remember what it's called, but they said allow yourself to be a beginner. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I needed to hear. You know, sometimes those messages come just when you need them. And I needed to hear that today because I was feeling very negative. And, you know, sometimes you just gotta, I was telling Shelly, you know, I've made these projects. And I was like, I don't know why anybody would want to even, you know, look at them. And, you know, it's like, hey, everybody starts somewhere. You know, you have to start somewhere. So it's okay to be a beginner. So now I have the basic layout complete. Just gonna clean up a tad. I'm trying to do better about that too. Like clean up as I work so I don't have a big mess to clean up at the end. I don't know how long that's gonna last, but that's what I'm gonna try to do. So now I know I want my title and my journaling to go down here. And my journaling, my title is going to say something about tacos. I'm not sure what it's going to say yet, but it's going to say something about tacos. And I'm just looking through the other pattern papers that came in this collection. And because I used both of the cut-apart sheets, you know, there's going to be nothing there. So I do have the cut-apart sheet still. I definitely need to cover those cherries up, but everything else, I think, everything else is kind of okay. I'll probably put a label sticker there or something. I may use that for a little bit of layering in a second. Let's see if we can find a sticker. Now here's where I may have to turn off the camera because my word stickers are a bit out of control and I don't know that y'all want to sit there and watch me go through them all the time, you know. Oh, here we go. No, this is just as trying new foods. This is definitely not new. So I have all of these little word stickers. I mean, the word stickers are a bit out of control, for sure. I need to stop buying them. Let's move this out of the way so I can see. I don't know. You guys let me know. You want me to cut this out? I can do that. Or, you know, you guys can just see. All of my little obsession with word stickers. There's a lot of them. It's so bad. This isn't even half of it. It's really bad. Oh, you guys can't see the pile. It's really bad. That might be a possibility. Let me just keep that one out. It's a little It's a little arrow that says, I love this. All kinds of stuff. I could do something like "You are my happy." He does make me happy. Is that too sappy for a layout about tacos? Maybe. Maybe it's a little bit too sappy for tacos. And then what happens is I'll order them, and then they'll go on clearance, and I'll order them again. Or they'll come in kits. You know, like I'll order the stickers, and then they'll come in kits. And it's like, I don't know if I'm going to find anything that I really like here. Although it does seem like he's saying, take the picture. Here, move those. I'm thinking I really like this one here for this photo down here. Will it fit? No. Can I do it this way? Oh, I'm so using that. I love that. That's kind of how he was. Take the picture. I like that. That's awesome. Oh, I like this one. Again, is it too sappy for tacos is the question. Or I could be snarky and put "I love this guy" with a question mark. No, maybe not today. All right. I like to keep it real. And there is some, it kind of looks pink. All right, I don't think I'm gonna, let me just go through the last of these. These are all Tim Holtz, so I'm not gonna go through them. All right. That's enough letter stickers, word stickers. Let's go through these things that I got here. So I have these 3 bins. You guys see them all the time. Let's see what's on here. This says Yippee. That does a good job covering up those things. Just have all this kind of stuff that sits on my desk. Memories. Kind of taking a whole aqua turn with these. Could use the LOL too. Here. Kind of going with a whole aqua kind of theme with my, that says Yippee. So I want another one that says Yay. Or I could use this as Yay Tacos for my title. I think I may do that. I'm gonna say Yay Tacos. There's a heart that says yes. Maybe not that one. I have a little camera here. Here's just a random little plastic thing. Let's see. This says Chit Chat. That doesn't really work with this layout. The only place I could put this thing is here. No, that's a little top heavy for this. I like the Yippee. And it covers up those cups quite nicely. I don't know though. Maybe I want to use, I think I want darker embellishments. Yeah, I'm thinking that I want, the cork looks very nice on here. I think think I might use cork embellishments on here because they're darker and they kind of ground the layout a little bit. Got a bunch of cork embellishments here. And some black. There's a little black embellishment. I don't know how to use these things. These little clothespins, I don't know how to use them. So let's put the I could make the title stew and tacos. Here's some cork as well with little houses on it. That might work. Okie dokie doesn't quite work. He's much more excited about tacos than okie dokie. Alright, we got a couple of things I think we could use there. Let's see if there's anything in the... These are just things that I get like in kits and I don't use them, so then I just throw them in like these bins. And since yeah, this would work because I'm gonna tone down all this white with some darker embellishments, so this could work. Maybe this is what life is all about, everyday life. I mean, it is very much everyday life, although I love these hearts. Will they work? No. We love them though. Love those hearts. Here's some more frames. I don't see anything in here that's all that exciting. Heart this story. That's white again, but then here's a little tab. Might put the date on there. I do like the darker cork because I think that gives it a little bit more depth than all the white. I know there are people who make gorgeous, and I'm talking gorgeous all white layouts, and I can't do it. I don't know. I can't do it. Gorgeous. I'm talking gorgeous. Look, I have a lot of these. Celebrate today. Maybe these don't work as well. Do I want to keep the Yippee? I think I could still keep those things. No, I don't want to. Alright. Then I have one more. I have some wood veneer. I do have some dark wood veneer too, so let's see. I don't know if I have any of the dark wood veneer in here, but if not, it's across the room there. That's not going to fit in any of those. Maybe if we put this Hello Lovely up here, it won't fit. Okay, no problem. And this is kind of how I create. I mean, I just kind of go through some stuff and see what's going to work and what isn't. I'm really looking for something to cover those cherries up. Maybe. It's a possibility. I have a bicycle. Here's a yay. Now I'm thinking I want wood veneer. Wood veneer is still very light though. I could darken it, obviously, but... And then I do have the end, the ampersand, that I could still do the stew and tacos. I don't think butterflies are going to go so well. What's this say? It says all of us. This says grow and spring. Making family history. A lot of ampersands. Cute, explore, open your heart. He more wants to open his mouth. Some tacos. Here we go. I like this one. I have this one. Smile. I don't know what to do with the embellishments. Maybe I'm going to have to go look around and then come back. So I don't know what to do with the embellishments right now. I'm kind of stuck. I don't know why I just need to go with my first instinct. You know what, just go with my first instinct. It always works out the best for me. So I think we're going to stick with these. Wish that was a hashtag. I could eat this every day. Then I'll just put stew and tacos. Although I want the tacos to be much... I want the word taco to be pretty prominent. And I could eat this every day. And what if I just made the title at tacos? Just trying to figure out my embellishments here. I think we need another circle. Because we have the two. And then it would be nice to have a third circle to kind of pull your eye. I don't have the other circle. I don't have these, like this one's overlapping, but it's the only thing that's overlapping another thing. I do like the hearts. I could put the other heart down here. I don't have a third one of those hearts though, so. Maybe the hearts are not. Just put this X here. This X seems kind of weird to me. But it does go and that kind of thing. I don't know. Oh, let's see. Put some string in these tags. If we put a tag there. I just want to put little words in the tags and put the title here. I think this is the only space that then looks weird. So I could put another tag up there, I guess. But I would like a label sticker up there or something. Let's see what we have. Let's put that back. I do have some stamps. Let me go look at some stamps. I have some stamps that go with this collection. Let's do some stamps. I wonder if we can stamp one here, maybe with StazOn. It's porous, I know, but let's see if we can get a couple of small sentiments on these little tags. And I have one that I can use as a tester, so. And I have these. Yeah, if this works, this will be good. Okay. Let's take this Love This to start with, and one of these extra tags. This isn't I want it to be more, that's a negative space stamp, if that makes sense. It's an arrow with the words carved out of it. StazOn in here. A StazOn Memento might work. May have to go get the StazOn, but we'll see. Memento might work. If it works, I could use it. I don't want to waste one of them. If it doesn't work, then of course I've wasted it. So. That worked lovely. I'm liking it. I think that's what we'll do. I have this nom 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 thing. I think I might put on this small little circle down here. Let me take this off. Let me get a baby wipe. Clean this one off and put it right back where it belongs. The Good Eats will not go anywhere. It won't fit on any of these tags. This nom nom nom, where's my block? Here we go. Perfect. Love it. What else do we got? That's another negative stamp. I'm just not sure how that's going to work out. We can always give it a shot. It did stamp a lot better. These did stamping on cork worked a lot better than I thought it might. So this might work. I'm not sure. Let's see. Put that one over there. I probably have a lot more food stamps. We'll just have to see. Alright, let me take one of those. The only problem is if I mess this up, let me stamp it on the back first, because I only have 3 of these round ones. Let me stamp it on the back first and see how it works. I'm sorry if my head's up there in the camera. And actually, it worked pretty well. Alright, let's turn it over and do it for real. The moment of truth. Try to get it a little bit straighter this time. Lovely. All right. Okay. Put this guy back where it belongs, here. So that negative stamping did work, so we could use this love this. I don't know where though, because this will be pointing down and weird. We should have a taco stamp. That would be awesome. I'm going to take this stamp here that says the best. I'm going to mask off part of this. Come here. Whoa. I'm going to mask off part of this. I need a Post-it note. Use my a cherry on top Post-it notes. And I'm going to mask that side of this stamp. And then just put ink on this side of the stamp. And then I'm just going to kind of place it on here in this kind of weird sort of fashion. There we go. What do I got? 2 more? One of them I have to, oh, I was going to put the date on here, so I need 1 more. I could just put the word date on that one. I'll just put the word food up here. No, it didn't cut all the way during manufacturing. There we go. This one goes back in here. That's so good won't fit, or else I would have used that one. Food is good. Up there. Okay, I'm liking this. I'm going to get some twine, and we have to figure out what I'm going to put there. Just looking at some of my roller word stamps to see if I'm putting a word. Happy place won't fit there. There's a date. Will so good fit? Yeah, okay. Let's use this so good date stamp. I mean, not date stamp, but word stamp. So good. Perfect. And I don't remember the date of these photos. Actually, I made him take, like the date doesn't really matter because I made him take these photos. It had nothing to do with the day they were taken. So, and then I'm going to find some thickers in black, I believe. And I'm going to stew and tacos. Alright. Looking good, you guys. So let me get some twine. And then I will get these down. And while I'm going to get some twine, I'll go grab some black thickers. And I'm going to grab one other thing. I have some food flair, and I may be able to put the flair in that one little spot. I have them separated by category, but I don't have the things labeled. Sorry guys, I'm just getting one more thing. And it's not going to work anyway, even though I just knocked it all over. Alright, we'll get some twine. What color should we go with? Maybe some black and white? No. Thinking a cream color would work better. We'll use this Lawn Fawn. Yep, this will work okay. We need to find some black stickers that we want to use. Maybe those. Or these. I love these. These are kind of fun, but I think they're going to get lost. Let's see what else we got. Alright, one of those will work. And then I have some flair here. So I'm going to take some twine. This video is going on 1 hour long. If you guys are still watching, thank you very much. So all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to drop this twine in between, you know, in each of these little tabs. This may be more difficult than I thought. Why don't I go ahead and do this and then I'll come back. Okay guys, so I went away from the twine idea. It turns out that cork is pretty fragile, and when I tried to put it through, I ripped one of these. So I was like, okay, that's enough with the cork. So I put the cork in and glued it all down, so it's all down. I used glossy accents to glue it down. I added this stamp here that says "So Good," just to fill in that area a little bit. It was looking a little plain to me. I added my title, Stew and Taco, so I went with this font here. And then I added this stamp that says Yummy Yummy Details. And then just my little bit of journaling, and that calls this one done. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I really hope that you created along with me. And if you did and you want to share, please send me a link. I would love to check it out, and I will see you next time. The next video I have in store is a video, it's our challenge for the month, about what was the best part of 2015. So I actually have all the supplies already pulled out for that. So hopefully we'll go a little bit faster than this one went. I hope you guys have a good day, and I will see you next time. Take care.